You're listening to the Board Game Snobs podcast, a ridiculous podcast with ridiculous hosts that discuss ridiculous things. And any mention of board games is purely coincidental. And so, without further ado, and with a heavy dollop of shame and embarrassment on my part, I give you the Board Game Snobs.
What? Go. Welcome to the Board Game Snobs podcast. This is the podcast about board gaming. Sorta.
Sorta?
Kinda.
Really?
Maybe.
Perhaps?
This is Jerry. Gaby's our host.
Hello, Gaby here.
And who else is with us? Enrique, what are you doing?
I'm playing my freaking app game.
You're playing Candy Crush.
Playing games.
It's something like that, but we won't discuss
Candy Crush.
What?
Candy Crush is played by like middle-aged women that sit at home, soccer moms or grandmas with their little tablets, with their Android tablets.
Are we here to tease me? Or
You were playing Candy
Always.
Crush or something like that.
Always.
Some weird
Are we
generic
here-
version.
Are we here to tease me or
Say
talk
it.
about board games?
Say it.
He was playing Sweetie Smash.
What were you playing?
I don't.
Oh, yeah, it was Candy Crush. It looked like it.
Oh, whatever.
I can't talk bad about mobile games, even though I never played.
Werther's Whammies.
I never played games on my phone. but,
Mobile
like,
games are alright. There's a few that are
Well, here's the
okay.
thing. Every YouTube person I watch is sponsored by that.
Raid Shadow Legends?
I like how that just rolled off your tongue.
He knows it. He
We need
knows
to,
exactly what
yeah.
it is.
Don't talk bad about them because they may end up being a sponsor one day. And if they want to pay us,
Everyone is a potential sponsor.
what is Raid? Raid Shadow Legends, and they just the YouTube
Is it
people-
Rage?
No,
Raid,
it's Raid.
like,
Raid, like
the
Bug
spray
Spray.
can,
like dungeon
Bug Spray.
raids.
Shadow Legends.
Oh, what is it on these Twitch channels when they said,
Thornton.
they said I got raided? What does that mean?
I got raided one
Oh,
day.
like, if we're talking...
Were they plundered?
Yeah, basically plundered.
One day you're not
I thought-
looking around and somebody comes to your shed, steals your forks.
Forks? Where do you keep forks in the shed
I
for?
keep my forks in the sheds because I got
It might
forks
actually be
now.
forks.
Why do you
not-
got forks in the shed? Pitchforks?
I know my forks. I don't use forks no more, so I put them in the shed.
That's pitchforks.
I got my sporks
You
now.
call a shovel a spoon?
Got my sporks from my fried taters.
He calls spoons and forks shovel and pitchfork. That's what
Or
he's talking
spork.
about.
No, I call the forks salad rakes.
Salad rakes.
Salad rakes. Thanks, Billy Bob.
I use a spoon with most salads anyway.
Raid Shadow Legends, subscribe and like. That's what all the YouTube people say, isn't it? It's like they're all. That's what we need.
I don't get.
Hit the bell function.
Oh my god!
Get notified.
He's going old, man.
Isn't it what
Oh.
it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
lame.
I don't know. Does that must do something for their numbers? I don't know.
You're the one now. You're one to talk about numbers.
I would love to have good numbers.
We do have good numbers. Speaking of which, I'm going to. This is the first of the month. I have to do our Patreon letter. I'm going to do a monthly.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
I'm doing it tonight.
You ain't gonna do nothing.
I'm doing it tonight.
Okay, well, I hope so.
Why are you talking bad? Why are you discouraging me? Why are you shaming me?
I'm not discouraging.
You are.
I'm just.
You're in a bad mood.
I'm just. Let's see. What's your usual output? Nothing.
Please. I am so high functioning.
Yeah.
I operate on a different level. I'm an alpha male.
How so?
Oh, God.
Just because I've been watching a lot of stuff on YouTube on how to be an alpha male. I'm a Sigma
don't tell me
male.
you've been watching Andrew Tate.
I don't know
man.
what I've been watching.
What does that involve?
Well,
Being
basically,
aggressive?
yes.
Yes.
Not letting people walk on you or look down at you.
Like a masseuse?
Yelling at people.
They can walk on you.
I got the joke.
Work out those
I got the
knots.
joke. But you know what? As an alpha male, I didn't laugh because I don't laugh at dumb jokes. You have to be at least quality level.
Alpha male,
God, you're
basically,
even doing the whole like.
it's
Yeah.
the same
speech pattern
thing. It's
crap,
the same
man.
thing. What's his speech pattern?
It's like,
Jerk.
yeah, basically.
What are you talking
jerk.
about? What do you say? What do you mean?
If I can
How is
find the
it?
video.
How's it go?
Coming
What's the
from
speech
a
pattern of an
neck
alpha
beard,
male?
Yeah.
Hold up.
I need to know
I'll find the video.
I need to know the speech
Beta.
No, I
Bunch of beta males in here. That's the problem. Y'all hold down my alpha male board game.
Deanna Troy was a betazoid. Do they have alphazoids? I don't
They
think
do.
so.
They
I don't
do.
think so.
You dare just
The betazoids killed them.
no. The betazoids are just the people out
No,
walking
they died
around.
out.
The alpha males don't need
What comes after beta?
Charlie, Delta.
No, that's not Greek.
No, that's what they do. Alpha, beta, Charlie,
I'm
Delta,
talking about the Greek alphabet.
pi, or
What
God.
is C? Kappa? No,
Kappa.
it's K.
Yeah, that's Kappa, Beta, Phi. We're very. What are you doing?
We're not going to watch videos on your phone while we're podcasting.
Certainly,
then-
let's watch videos on the podcast. That's very beta male of you. See, that's
What's
See,
this
yeah.
podcast going to be about today, Enrique?
Well, I would hope it'd be about board games.
Okay, it's very general and broad.
very beta.
Everything's beta. I've decided, after listening to myself for quite some time, I'm not going to yell as much anymore.
Oh,
I'm going to speak in a calm voice. I'm not going to let
That's
Jerry
never going to happen until
Alpha-
Jerry's like gone.
alpha bully me. It's basically alpha equals bully.
no, it doesn't.
It does.
That's exactly what a beta would say.
See? That's an alpha move right there.
Exactly what a beta would say.
I don't
Okay.
categorize.
I'm not going to
myself
let
in
I'm not
any
going to
of
let
those.
myself get triggered by the outrageous things that Jerry accuses me of,
I don't-
shames me
Don't
about.
shame me.
That's a
Alphas
very
have no
virgin
shame.
thing for you to say.
Alphas
A what?
have no shame.
A very virgin thing for
What
you
does
to
that
say.
mean?
What are you talking about?
What are you saying?
I don't know nothing virgin, but
What's
olive
what's
oil and
wrong?
airlines.
Yeah.
I got my.
I don't know where that came from, Enrique.
Abby,
Are you trying to be-
he's trying to trigger you.
Yeah.
He's trying to make you mad.
Don't make me raise my
He's
voice.
trying to make you mad.
I just made a
He's trying to make you
solid
mad.
promise. I wasn't
He's-
going to raise my
he's
voice.
after-
Look at you
He's
know.
after you.
I'm like,
It's
don't make me
working.
start editing this podcast early. Edit everything you say. Enrique barely says anything. Then he comes in here.
Alpha, shirtless, sleeveless. He's all He's been watching.
I don't like alphas.
You don't?
No.
Well,
Because they're mean.
no, they're not mean.
Name a nice alpha.
I know several nice
Who?
alphas. What are you talking about? Like personality wise, alpha? Like
Only nice alpha I know was a little hairy alien.
alpha.
Alf. Just Alf.
Alfalfa.
Alpha.
Alfie. Archie.
Alfalfa was not an
God.
alpha.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
You know who was though?
Who?
Spanky.
Spanky was an
Spanky
alpha.
didn't care.
Spanky took care of business.
He did.
You know who that is, Enrique?
I feel like I've heard the name. It's
Little
just,
Rascals. They probably haven't put out anything out in 20 years.
They did the update.
They made a movie.
They did the movie, several movies. Wasn't very alpha.
They come out about, you wake up on Saturday mornings back in the 80s and you could watch Little Rascals, Laurel and Hardy, and Three Stooges,
I like
along with Galaxy High and Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
You need to watch Saved by the Bell
Why?
because that's like there's some alphas there. Screech,
Slater.
Slater.
Screech. Screech was an alpha in real life, I feel like.
Yeah, he's dead now, isn't he?
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Even alphas die strong, or don't they? Is he dead? Who's dead?
Cancer got him.
Might be Carrot Top.
Cancer got Screech.
Was it?
Mhm.
Is Carrot Top still alive?
Carrot Top's an alpha. He's built.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Never
He's
mind.
built.
Screech, R.I.P. Carrot Top, he's still out there killing it.
Did he kill Screech? Is that what you mean by
No,
killing it?
that would be very ironic because
That'd be
carrots
an alpha move, though. Murder.
carrots have beta carotene that prevent cancer. See,
Is-
alpha beta cancer. That's the worst priority ever. We need to move on because this is awful.
Are
Why
you?
did you go down this road?
No, you both went down this
Is
road.
murder
and
an
I don't
alpha
know how-
Mm,
move?
depends on it. Hang on a second. What is wrong with my mic?
It's the same thing. No, you're fixing to fall. Here's the
Ooh,
thing.
got it fixed.
We've been setting up this whole podcast. Meanwhile, Jerry's playing video games and literally does nothing.
Alpha move.
Literally does nothing.
Well,
Wait,
you
Call
can't.
You know what? Next time, I'm going to do the alpha move, and I'm just going to sit here and let everything be set up around me.
Mm,
And see, normally I'd be raising my voice right now,
yeah.
but I'm keeping my calm.
And nobody's taking you seriously.
Because nope. Like when you I was listening, and it's like, when I speak in a continuous raised voice.
You do that a lot.
And I basically.
And it's only with Jerry for some
reason. You turn red like a tomato.
And I just get enraged.
And the last several podcasts, I've had several emails sent to me about how you've been really enraged.
Yeah.
Your face engorged with blood and just screaming at me for no reason.
I wouldn't say without no reason.
You don't listen to podcasts, you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Even though you were here.
I'm basically here for most of Gaby's rage.
Most of them.
I mean, as we were setting up, Enrique breaks my microphone arm just immediately. And I'm like, you just touched, like literally.
I fixed it.
I set it up.
I fixed it.
And he starts unscrewing stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? It just falls into his hand. Normally, my face would have become engorged with blood, and I would have been enraged and started yelling. And I would have started the podcast just screaming and go like an rage.
That's not.
But I'm not doing that no more.
It's very Chad.
It's bad for my heart.
Very Chad.
It's bad for my blood pressure. So this is me from now on. This is my level.
And the quality of our podcast will fall off because most of the entertainment that people derive is from you yelling and screaming.
If
that's your personality. That's your thing. That's your skit.
No.
What else do you offer?
That's not.
Gaby, you won't last 5 minutes.
He's
the maximum is 10.
Fine. He's got this. I have faith in you.
2, 3. It's even technicolor.
Find your
4,
center.
5.
Meditate.
6. Where's my positive affirmations?
All
right.
Smart enough.
So, speaking of murder, we played.
We're going to go do that one first.
Rear Window.
We're doing Rear Window?
Yeah, it's the shortest so far.
Rear Window.
I'd like to put it in my rear window, if you know what I'm saying.
It's
no, rear view mirror.
You even got the name
got
wrong.
The one thing
it's
wrong.
Michael Hitchcock's Rear View Mirror.
Who is Michael?
I just said that it's a joke because you got a part of the wrong and I got part of it wrong. See? See?
We're on fire.
You got synergy.
See, this is what happens.
Chemistry.
Okay, yeah. You know what? And I'm not going meta no more either.
You're not doing meta? So you're not yelling and you're not meta.
I'm a brand new person.
I don't know what happened.
I've got my hands folded.
You are sitting there clenching your white knuckle in it.
I was going to say,
now.
They're not really folded. It's more like...
So why don't you tell us about Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, the 3 to 5 player game by Prospero Hall.
If you've played Dixit, or Murder in Hong Kong, or Mysterium, which everybody constantly refers to, and like Murder in Hong Kong doesn't exist. Or what's the other one you mentioned as we were playing?
Murder in Hong Kong, I think.
No, you said this is like a game I used to play called...
I was talking about being able to figure out the colors, like Mastermind. That old game where you just slot in the little pegs and figure it out, the colors. It's similar to that.
But this here is the Funko Games version of all those.
It is not fun. It's just co.
And it just it takes all those mechanisms of those various games, Murder in Hong Kong and Dixit, and merges it into a subpar game that was vague, boring if you're a director, frustrating if you're a watcher, and yeah.
It's stalking the game. Basically.
Disturbia, the game.
I like Shia. There's somebody who's alpha.
Who?
Shia.
He is very alpha these days.
The buff.
He is very
What has
buff
he been
as well.
in here lately?
Huh?
What has he done lately?
Nothing. He keeps getting canceled. He wasn't supposed to be in a show with Olivia Wilde that come out with Florence Pugh, or Olivia Wilde was directing, and he got kicked off of that set.
Olivia Wilde?
To Alpha.
That's Ted Lasso's ex-wife.
Yeah. She booed him off the set.
That's wild.
Said he was being too alpha.
That's wild. They kicked him off.
That's an amusing joke you made.
I didn't mean to make it that way.
I've also determined not to laugh anymore.
I've noticed. So, because you're using all your energy to try to restrain all of your anger.
No, I'm perfectly normal right now.
You are.
I'm not laughing. I'm not enraged.
You're basically a potato. You're just sitting there.
You're an empty potato, basically.
An empty potato.
With no filling.
No.
Just a hollow
skin.
Yeah, basically.
You're the skin of a potato.
Well, sometimes life mashes you down. And then you become this. So here I am. So Rear Window, Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, based on a IP of a 70-year-old movie that nobody cares about anymore by James Stewart and
other people.
No, Grace Kelly.
Yeah.
That's Grace Kelly.
I thought it was.
A beautiful woman.
Yes, she is.
Dead.
She's
died in a boating accident.
Yes, unfortunate. Very
No,
unfortunate.
wait. No, she's not the one that disappeared.
Who died?
Who fell off the boat and they said, oh, what's his name? It's like, hey, John. That guy possibly killed her. That was Natalie Wood on the boat.
Natalie Wood?
Natalie Wood on
the
the
boat.
boat.
But Wood floats. Just like Hope.
She did not.
Get that? Did you get my reference?
That also was an amusing joke.
You're welcome. I'm on a roll. Why aren't you laughing?
I'm on a biscuit.
Why aren't you laughing?
Bread humor.
This is killing me. This guy. All right. Rear Window is a game where basically the director.
I'm not going to change the timbre of my voice.
Who selects from a pre-sorted amount of attributes, or I guess you would say
They're called attributes in the game.
Yeah, they're more like occupations and people. Makes the little display of 4 people with 4 attributes, and then utilizing cards very Dixit style that they shuffle up, plays them out into these various windows, and the watchers look at them and guess what they are by placing out these other chits and trying to figure out who these people are and what their occupation or attributes are. You do this 4 times, then the game's over. Every time they place out these attributes, there's a scoring round where the director places a cube out to show how many of these attributes and people they got right. The catch of the game is that at random, there could be a murderer in the game, which the director is trying to hide. And this game was awful. This was not. I didn't like this at all.
Yeah, it's
I don't. Just even the more I talk about it, it enrages me thinking about it.
Calm down.
Murder in Hong Kong is way better.
More exciting.
I'd rather play Dixit. As a matter of fact, I have recently played Dixit with my kids. Dixit is good. I like Dixit. It's a good family game. Murder in Hong Kong is a good game. It's a good party game. I really like it. I do not like this. This is the first flop.
You got those 8 windows in a day, and you have 4 days. So you got to fill up those 8 windows. Each apartment building has 2 windows, and basically you're going to end up trying to put a person and an attribute. Something that describes the person, something that describes the attribute. How you go about that is the crux of the game.
The cards.
And things can be interpreted in numerous.
The cards are so vague and has so many objects, and
you have a shadow in the background. You have a shelf with a plant and books on it with a violin in the forefront. So, what's the shadow doing? It was very frustrating.
I didn't like it.
Enrique
didn't like it.
Yeah, no one.
Nobody likes it. Buy Murder in Hong Kong.
But yet
what?
Everyone is loving this game.
You know why?
I know why.
Why?
Because they're listening to people that are telling them this game is amazing.
Who says that?
There's been the Secret Cabal raved about it.
I don't know who that is.
Gamecasters raved about it. Ryan loved this game. They play this at Gen Con. They used to be part of the Gateway Network. The Gateway Network is now defunct, by the way.
I didn't know that.
Officially.
I've been advertising. They are officially defunct?
You have not been advertising.
I have. I've been telling people.
You ain't said to who you been telling.
People I mean.
It hasn't been on this podcast.
On the street.
We quit telling people when we realized this is going nowhere, which was some time ago, Ryan.
It went places. What ruined it was Jeff.
Oh, wait. No, I'm not going to laugh anymore.
You laughed because...
I chuckled.
You didn't chuckle.
It was a chuckle.
No, Jeff killed the Gateway Network.
I think so. Much like...
Rear Window?
Rear Window.
You're trying to make a pun there.
I was trying.
You know who else? Alpha Hitchcock.
There you go.
He's the guy. He's the man.
That was humorous.
And that guy right there made a great show, but the game, not worth it. This is the first flop by Prospero Hall.
I keep looking and I just see Funko games. I don't see that it's Prospero Hall.
It's right on the very front page. Right there, right on the front, very front of it, where it says Prospero Hall.
Where?
Right there. Read.
No, it does not.
This does.
It does not.
Yes, it does.
We're trying to enrage me. It's not going to work.
Right there. Right there. Just look at it. Just read it.
It's not.
No. On the front. You don't know what the front of the box is.
Point to it.
Give it.
Point to it. Hey.
Yes.
Easy. Now who's enraged?
Alpha.
Easy, sir.
Right there.
Now, I hope you know when you slammed that game on the table, unnecessary.
Who did that?
I kept my cool, even though I really wanted to punch you in your face.
I'm getting close. But see, it says Prospero Hall right there.
I think maybe you're I'm like low key emitting rage, and you're soaking it up.
No.
And like you became so upset at me that I didn't see Prospero Hall right there on the cover.
Yes.
And you slammed that on the table.
I was
and
trying.
shook
I'm
it.
just saying. I'm testing
You
your boundaries.
shook it.
Testing your boundaries.
Hey, I'm good. You're not
good?
going to rattle me, son.
That's fine.
New year, new me.
But I would like to point out that the restraint of anger is not the absence of personality.
However you want to interpret it, sir.
That's not interpretation. That is just,
I'm just speaking.
I know. You're just speaking. Just speaking. Enrique,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I don't know. This is somewhat new to me, so I
Rear window?
Yeah.
Oh, are we talking about?
No.
I thought-
No, we're not talking about Rear Window. It sucks. We're done with that.
Yeah,
It
well, I thought
That was
we
a
were
short-
talking about
that was
Jerry's
short,
like
not sweet.
sucks. Rear Window
just
sucks.
like sudden rageful mood today.
Mr. Hall, make better games.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. That was awful.
Mr. Hall, make better games.
Since you're the one.
Podcasting is about modulation, and most people don't have it, which is what I've been demonstrating here today. And this is what most board game podcasts sound like.
Oh, so this is being very meta of you, trying to illustrate what one shouldn't do. There's no violence. There's no slamming on the table. There's no yelling. You're right. Those other podcasts just aren't as good as ours. And that's why the Gateway Network crashed, because of Jeff and his complete lack of personality. And that is why soon all
The Gamecasters
podcasts.
they're decent folks.
Yeah, Natalie. I like Natalie.
Natalie James
All
Ryan's
the
wife.
podcasts that do not
and Ryan's 7 children.
at least exhibit some sign of personhood or personality will soon come crashing down.
And that's what we're hoping for. We keep
'Cause-
holding off, and we'll be the last one standing.
Amongst the ashes we shall rise like the phoenix.
Now that Sporadically Board has gone biannual,
What are they?
Hmm?
They've done what?
they've gone biannual. They put out like 2
Biannual?
podcasts a year.
Who?
Oh,
Sporadically Board.
Oh,
Mike
well,
and Dan.
No, it's just Dan.
Dan, he's my friend,
Which actually it's not. Dan doesn't really exist.
but he hates me.
Mike is the Mike. I'm convinced.
Mike is precious.
I'm convinced that it's just Mike. That Dan Hughes does not exist. That it's just a persona that Mike has invented. Mike is just doing a weird British accent. He's having a podcast with himself.
He does pretty
Have you
good.
ever
I cannot imitate Dan.
I don't know how do you.
Welcome to Sporadically Board. I'm Dan Hughes. With me today, Mike DeLizio. Then he goes on to quote some byline of a TV show, and then Mike has to guess.
Yeah, he's like, "You're my."
Here we knock at your door, Mike. And then Mike's like, Dan, that sounds like, let's see, it used to have Barney Fife in it.
And then they
Three's Company.
Then they guess their age. You gotta guess
What's their age?
Let's see.
Laverne was 37 years old when that was made. Is that correct? I believe so, Mike. Very close. Very close.
That's really rude of you to be hating on their podcast.
No.
I've never seen you be so
No.
rude
Here's our
against
guest-
our friends.
here's our
We
guest
like
host.
them. I like them a lot, and you're here just ragging on Dan and Mike, and I'm gassed.
Dadgummit, I laughed.
You're
I
you're laughing because
no.
you're nervous because you've been so rude. You've got to issue an apology
Bring it, bring it.
immediately.
I am sorry. Mike,
I like
no,
Mike and Dan, and I love their podcast.
Mike DeLizio is a treasure.
If
It
I
should
had
be
more
guarded
time, I
and
would guest star
safeguarded.
on it, but I
And
don't.
Mike is up next on our podcast.
Is he?
At least he was.
He might not now.
Might not now.
He doesn't like
He
you.
Mike not now.
He doesn't like you because you're here making
You,
fun
according
of
to you,
Dan.
no one likes me.
I
And
didn't
that's
say
why
that.
I hate myself.
When did I say that?
You said that every time. You
I've
said Dan
never
hates
said
me.
that.
You said he spent the whole podcast calling
Dan
me an
does
idiot.
hate you, but Dan's not everybody.
And that's why I hate myself.
Dan's a fictitious British character.
And therefore my self-esteem is low. So is it Mike that doesn't like me because he's doing
Dan
Dan's
hates
voice?
You. Dan hates you. Mike likes
Why
you.
does
is
he
it
hate me?
is it Mike or Dan?
What did
Dan.
I do?
Okay.
Dan hates him.
This episode is called Sporadically Bored. I've been bored the whole time.
Well, it's getting there. Tell you what. No need.
Maybe this whiskey will kick in, and I will add modulation to my voice.
Mine's empty. But either way.
Oh.
More whiskey, more modulation.
Yeah,
Wasn't
well.
that thing basically?
Okay. So seriously, if you talk like this most of the time, and then you periodically raise your voice, modulation, correct?
Yeah.
I've seen so many YouTube people and podcast people that don't know how to do that. It's essential modulation to do so in order to be interesting.
It is.
This is a public service announcement by Gaby, and I add this modulation, but then you also have pitch,
Thrust
pitch,
and y'all.
Yes, that's how you guide a boat.
Maverick. I don't know how you.
Y'all keep on listening.
So are you giving out advice now? Modulation.
I give out advice to all who need it, and I hope that everyone has successful podcasts, and we can all be in this together and hold hands and hands across America.
There's only enough ears in this world for a few of us. I hope that they all go crash and burn.
Ears of corn?
Yes. And there's not enough.
What other ears? Isn't there a plant called like elephant ears?
There is.
Yeah.
And it's those big green ones, and they do indeed look like elephant ears.
Look like
Yes.
African elephant ears.
Enrique, do you know what you get when you cross an elephant and a rhino?
No.
Well, if I know.
Oh my.
Okay.
What
Okay.
is this the meta aspect where you start doing cheesy jokes and saying that
Well, I
this
thought
is
that's a super old joke. I thought Enrique may have heard it before.
Oh.
It's all right. It was all right.
Okay, Enrique, if you were to listen to this episode of this podcast, would there be anything you do different? Not you personally, just what would you suggest me or Jerry do different?
I'm not sure to
There's
be
nothing
honest.
I've been carrying this episode. I'm telling you.
According to Jerry, he carries everything constantly all the time, and I do nothing.
Alpha.
Alpha. But I won't let his comment enrage me, even though I feel it inside me, and I want to crack his skull. But I'm not going to let that affect me. Is that too violent?
No.
So I could provide word imagery, but that may be just as bad as me raising my voice.
Could be.
Yeah, but it's toward Jerry,
But
so therefore
I'm
it's...
finding in me trying to contain my rage, I am speaking in a monotone affect.
It's very dull.
It is.
Very
It is.
dull.
I'm noticing that as I'm doing it, but I'm containing my rage. I'm not going to do it next podcast. This is going to be the only podcast. This is it. This is the end
Containing
of
your personality.
this podcast.
This
is the last podcast of Gaby. What would you call this? Beta Gaby. There you go.
Oh, so now, yeah, you're coming over the alpha side next episode,
I may come over to the alpha side.
which is great because by the time the next episode comes out, I think that will be September-ish, in the middle of September.
No. We have 2 more in the bank.
Anyway,
than this one.
if it comes out in
It
September,
comes out the end of September.
then it'll be due because that will be our 5-year anniversary of this
Oh,
podcast.
happy anniversary.
You're
yes.
welcome. And I remembered because I'm a swell fellow. And
I appreciate
remember
those
such
roses you
things.
brought me.
I did. And yet, this is the last episode of you being a whiny beta,
I'm not that.
right?
I wasn't whining at all.
Your voice is, though.
My voice is
Your
whiny.
voice is very whiny.
I was not
Enrique,
whiny would be right.
I like how you...
Whiny would be up here.
Your
I've been down
voice is
here this
very
whole time.
whiny.
No, I've been at this
your
watery
voice
tone.
is very whiny.
Did you know Jake Gyllenhaal was going to reboot Roadhouse?
He should.
You ever seen Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze? Talk about alpha. There you go.
Patrick Swayze and I.
Did he not, or did he pull out a throat in that movie?
He may have.
I think he did. I've never seen it, but I hear it's a true alpha movie. As an alpha, I believe you should have seen it, Jerry.
I have. But then
But
again,
you just said you didn't really.
No. I've seen all of Patrick Stewart's movies. I love Patrick Stewart.
Make it so.
Yeah, I have. I love him.
I really
It's
enjoyed
great.
his Chippendales skit.
I enjoyed him in Dune. It's great.
the old one.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's great. Yeah, so that's how alpha I am.
We're almost at 30 minutes. We can shoot this podcast in the head and be done with it.
Please,
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 like-
let's
No, we-
put
no,
this
we've
one
got-
in the rear
no,
view
we've got-
mirror.
It
This
went
one's
downhill.
bad.
Easy,
It
fellas.
went down-
Easy, fellas.
Oh,
Control
man.
your voices. No reason to become
I'm
enraged.
done. I'm
It's
done.
like,
2 more
my
minutes.
God.
Get ready.
We have a minute and a half left.
I don't know
It's-
how, like, you guys started off with a whole
Well,
alpha
actually,
beta thing, and it went downhill
This was
from
bad.
there.
That was Jerry brought that
You
up.
ruined.
Jerry-
No, my
Oh,
alpha's what
no.
saved
No,
it.
no, it
No.
wasn't.
I'm about to take my shirt off.
No.
Get-
And then Enrique belittling virgins as if that's something to
Can't get my-
belittle. So I'm going to have to edit
tuck
that
my
out.
shirt. Hang on.
And then people are going to wonder, well, he said 30 minutes, and that's not going to be 30 minutes.
No, it's 30 minutes. Leave that in.
This is 29 minutes.
You're beta out.
We need
and
one
with
more
your,
minute.
Oh, I'm so calm, everybody.
I am calm.
Yes,
You're
no,
trying to trigger me right now.
I'm not trying
shall
to trigger you.
You do everything you say is a trigger to me.
I didn't do anything
Maybe
to you.
it's just your voice is a trigger to me.
No,
Your voice and your
he
face
just it's just
trigger
his
me.
demeanor.
It is
basically,
his demeanor.
Oh,
you know it is.
It's
We all know it
demeanor.
is.
cry me a river.
I can deal with you because I have a calm. I actually have a calming presence.
You have a calming presence.
Yes.
You do have a. I will give you that, Enrique. I'm glad you're here. Otherwise, I would have become enraged this episode. Even though part of me becoming, even though you broke my microphone within moments of me setting it up, not Jerry. Jerry didn't do nothing this whole podcast. He sat over there in his chair and did nothing.
Thank you for tolerating this episode of the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.